Hey fans, welcome to a 3-day podcast series titled The Tug of War. Why Yelling Be Quiet Backfires. The Tug of War. Why Yelling Be Quiet Backfires. So today being the first day of the series, we are going to be looking at this titled tonight, which is Why Won't They Listen Will Be Solved. So before we start, I want you to meet me. My name is Mrs. 𝗬𝗲𝗶𝗲𝗁, and I'm so glad you are here with me tonight. I know so many parents have been in this shoe in one way or the other, and they will be like, how will I be talking to this child? How will I be speaking to this child to do this and that? And this child is not listening. Why won't they listen? Why won't just they listen? And so tonight we are going to be resolving that question. We are going to be answering and telling you guys the right thing to do instead of shouting and yelling in the home. Now we are going to be starting with a question, and this is the question. The question is, have you ever noticed that the moment you tell your child to stop pushing boundaries, they seem to push back even harder? They seem to push back even harder. I mean, let's be completely real about what this looks like in our homes daily. Let's say you are on an important call or speaking to someone else, and you tell your 4-year-old kid, shh, be quiet, mom is on a call. And the moment you say that, the next thing is they start screaming the more and start pulling your clothes and doing all sort of things, and you'll be like, why won't this child listen? Why would this child listen? Or let's say you have an older kid and you tell your 14-year-old, turn off that television right now and go and study. And instead of them obeying, they suck their teeth, start rolling their eyes, and icks. Some may even slam their bedroom door. They will slam it on you, and you start to boil as a parent. You start to think, not under my nose, not under my watch will this happen. The child that I gave birth to, you start to boil, you start to get angry within you, you start to boil and shouting and screaming at the top of your voice just to overpower their own voice, just to overpower their own behavior, and you start screaming as a parent. Well, I know it is rude and disrespectful for a child or a kid to behave that way. And you as a parent, what do you think you should do at that moment? What do you think you should do at that moment? So I want you to ask this question. Why is the volume, whether it is emotional or verbal, always so high in our homes? Why is it always so high in our homes? We are going to deep dive into the why. Here's the secret you must face today as a parent. As a parent, you must learn to face this secret. I want you to know that your kids are not just doing that to make you mad. They are not just doing that to make you feel, frustrated. I know it feels intentional, but it is not. It's not. Whether your child is 2 years old or 16 years old, I want you to know that this human brain is wired with a deep need for autonomy. It is wired with a deep need for autonomy. So what is autonomy? I'm going to be explaining that to us right now. What is autonomy? I have here, autonomy simply means the desire to have control over one's own life. Or better still, you can say autonomy simply means the desire to have control over one's own choices. over one's own choices. So, to a developing child, their voice is their identity. Their voice is their identity. Their voice is how they prove to the world that they exist. Their voice is how they prove to the world that they exist. So when we adults get stressed and aggressively shut them down with the "Ash, shut up, be quiet," something dangerous happens inside their mind. Something dangerous happens inside their mind. And so what their brain does is that it does not process it as a loving correction. It does not process your reaction. That's your anger, that's your ash, that's your ashness. It does not process it as a loving correction. And so what will they do? They will process your anger as a direct threat to their personal freedom. You know, I mean, psychologically, there's a term for this. It is called psychological reactance. You know, it is a natural woman reflex. So when any woman being feels like their freedom or voice is being heavily threatened or wiped out, so their brain automatically floods them with an intense urge to fight back to protect that freedom. So when you scream, "Be quiet," their internal reactance kicks in. It kicks in and their brain tells them to scream louder just to survive the attack. Just to survive the attack. So they are not actually fighting you, the parents. They are fighting to prove that their voice, their presence, and their feelings actually matters. It matters. So when you push hard on the rope of authority, they pull back just as hard. They pull back just as hard. And that is the tug of war. You know, I want you to understand, even biblically, that God did not make a mistake when He designed your children with big emotions, strong wills, and loud voices. You know, He created them to have a voice. He wants them to grow up to be bold leaders who can stand before kings and speak truth with power. So we do not want to crush that fire out of them. We do not want to crush that fire out of them. If we look at the word of God in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 7, it tells us something beautiful. It says there is a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Notice the Bible didn't say children should be silent forever. It says there is a timing for everything. And so our real assignment as parents is not to silence our children or break their spirit so they become timid dormant. No, our job is to act as their coaches. We are here to train them on how to manage their timing, their tone, and how to respect rightful authority. So here is our homework for today. We are going to be going for this 24-hour challenge. For the next 24 hours, we are completely cutting off that rope. We are completely chopping the rope. We are ending the tug of war in our homes. So the next time your child, whether a toddler, shouting, throwing a tantrum, or a teenager slamming a door or being rude to you, I want you to consciously practice control. Practice control. Do not match their chaotic energy at all. Do not let their temperature dictate yours. Remember, a leader cannot govern a room if she cannot govern herself. So instead, I want you to use a powerful tool I call the acknowledge and postpone method. Acknowledge and postpone method. When the chaos starts in your home, I want you to take a deep breath. Get on their level. Look at them in the eye and keep your voice low and slow. Keep your voice low and slow and say these exact words to them. I can see that you are very frustrated right now, and because I love you, I truly want to hear your side of the story. But right now, it is my turn to speak. Give me just 2 minutes to finish what I am doing, and then I am going to give you my full undivided attention. Just try this in your home. Now let's be real. What if you say this beautifully, you say this, and they still keep shouting or being rude and disrespectful? What should you do? Now, if they keep pushing, do not argue. Do not raise your volume. Simply repeat the exact same words like a broken record. Maintaining your calm, steady gaze. I tell you, when their brain realizes that the drama is failing to get an emotional reaction out of you, the power struggle completely dies out. And so what do? You win that moment using peace. You win the moment using peace, not rage, not fighting, not yelling. Rage, not. Try this in your homes today, family. Let's stop yelling and let's start leading. Drop a yes in the comments if you are taking this 24-hour challenge with me. Share this video with a parent who needs peace today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 2, where we unlock the systems of real order for your home. God bless you. Bye.